Jack Roush showing the confidence in the Ransomville, New York driver in Hosfeld is basically just coming on week after week, getting better and better in the Eldon Ford.
How about Willie T. Rips here? And we've talked earlier, I talked to Willie every week. He goes to these racetracks that are so difficult with racetracks he's never seen before. We talked earlier on the opening of the show how this racetrack is really good for drivers because it's so wide and smooth. Well, Willie T. is doing a great job. The first truck 1 lap down in 11th position.
Willie coming off a pretty good run at Darlington, finishing in the top 30 there, and would like to get a top 15 finish here today.
There's a 73 truck, the green and white and dark in the front. The truck, that's Lance Hooper. He's in 12th position. A good run for him.
Driving for Joey Sontag is Hooper, the former Southwest Series champion and Winston West Series champion.
Actually crew chief this truck for Frank Kimmel back at St. Louis at Gateway Speedway.
And a great last few weeks for the 88 truck rookie Matt Craftsman, the reigning Federline Southwest Series champion.
He actually pitted, and he's right now showing in a 13th position 1 lap down because he actually pitted on lap 132 to put right side tires on.
3 consecutive top 10 finishes for Craftsman. Finished 6th at Martinsville, 7th at Gateway, and 8th at Darlington. This team has really come together for Duke Thorson and Jerry Cook, the crew chief.
Jim Engelbright just got lapped for the second time. His second place, Travis Quapple on the outside. Look at all the jelly bellies on the back of that truck. See Joe Ruttman go by on the outside, 18 truck. Jim Engelbright moving over to let these guys go.
Now, over the past few weeks, we hit you with some very tough trivia questions. And today, if you're paying attention, we're gonna show you the answer to our trivia question. How many jelly bellies are there on the bed of Jim Engelbright's truck? Take a look and count hurriedly. How many are there? We'll let you know when we came back. We counted. Back at Pikes Peak International Raceway, tough break for Jim Engelbright. He is on pit road. Ray, what is the problem?
Engine trouble down here, Jerry. I'll tell you what, I was a little bit worried when this race started because in practice we heard so many guys say that they were turning 9,000 RPM. It's just unbelievable. But Jim Engelbright with an engine problem, and apparently the same thing on Billy Bigley. We're on our way to the garage to check in with the 75 team. Well, a tough break for Jim Engelbright. The quick trivia, we asked you how many were here. How many jelly bellies are in the bed of Jim Engelbright's truck? Answer, 783. We actually counted them, and juicy pear, by the way, is Jim's favorite flavor. I like buttered popcorn, which is the most popular of all. Pretty good battle for second spot here on the racetrack. Riggs, the points leader. Actually, that's for third position. As Riggs, the points leader in the 2 truck, trying to move to the inside of Travis Quapple.
Side by side, you see Lance Hooper in the 73 move over, got Riggs some room. He's able to get by, move into third position. Joe Ruttman has actually got by in the Travis Quapple into the second position.
And a 2-second lead for Net Zero Chevrolet. Jack Sprague, as you listen to Timmy Cahoot talking to his driver, Scott Riggs. It is Sprague, Ruttman, Riggs, Quapple, and Musgrave. Back at Pikes Peak, a challenge for the lead brewing. Jack Sprague was a 1.5 seconds ahead of Joe Ruttman when we went to break a moment ago. Ruttman has reeled him in, and that's the separation, about a truck length and a half, and Ruttman is coming in a hurry.
He sure is. Jack Sprague looked like he was unmatched here, and all of a sudden Joe Ruttman put it in high gear, and away he went, and it was a caught Jack Sprague.
There's the interval down there, down to 0.2 seconds. It's actually down to about a half a truck length now as Ruttman's reeled it in. Now, pit stop should be less than 15 laps away, and it should be, if we stay green, the final pit stop of the day. Here's Ruttman on the high side.
Side by side for the lead. Joe Ruttman on the outside, Jack Sprague on the inside. Jack Sprague hold on the inside, let Joe Ruttman go. Joe beats him down into turn 3.
I wonder if Jack Sprague is thinking, you know, in 1999, I dominated this race, but my tires went away late, and son of a gun if I didn't get past and finish second and lose the win. Well, one driver who was having a great run, Ray, has had to call it a day, right?
Yeah, he's in the garage. Billy, what put you out?
Something about it, like we were just kind of riding around there biding our time. The Spears Manufacturing Chevrolet was really running good. You know, I just really hate it. My dad wasn't able to be here because he was sick this weekend. I'd like to say hi to my wife and kids and my mom at home. It was my daughter's birthday yesterday. I wanted to try to get her a top 5 out of this deal.
Pretty soon they're going to get good luck. Amy.
Green flag stops have started as the 14 of Rick Crawford has come down for 4 tires. Remember, in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, only 4 tires under a green flag stop. A little slow on the left rear. Carson Ford had a little bit of trouble there. Dropped the lug nut. He's going to get it on. Possibly stop for the heavy-duty pit crew.
And that cost Rocket Rick Crawford about an extra 4 seconds there. And as you watch Jack Sprague now slowing here. He was our leader a moment ago. He's on the inside of the racetrack. His pit stops for his team have got to be coming pretty quickly because he's losing some valuable time.
I'll tell you, Doc, I'm not sure he doesn't have an engine problem. It looks like he's not as strong down the straightaway as he was before. And when the good trucks get there, like Scott Riggs, kind of pulls over to the inside and kind of lets him go. So we need to, I don't know. There's Travis Quapple right now, right behind him. He's also caught him.
We've already seen some engine trouble. Dennis Fisher had an engine trouble, a little bit of an engine problem for Coy Gibbs. Randy Tolsma has lost one of his Peter Gile Pro Motor engines, and now Sprague is slowing. We'll try to get an idea as their pit stop should be coming up in the next 5 to 6 or 7 laps. There is Quapple. You mentioned it, reeling him in for position. That's for the 3rd spot.
I'm not sure. He actually looks like he's going down the straightaway pretty well. He keeps the interval with Scott Riggs pretty constant, so I'm not sure if he does have an engine problem.
Ruttman is the leader. Riggs in 2nd spot. Riggs is the 2 truck. Back in 3rd is the 24. Back in 4th is the 60. Well, leaders pit stops in just a few laps. We'll come back and cover the leaders pit stops as Dennis Conner anxiously watches his driver, Jack Sprague. Back in a moment.
Ruttman will make a pit stop. They're going to do left sides here. Ruttman saying that the truck was just a little bit tight, so they will make an air pressure adjustment on that left rear. Good pit stop. This could be the race right here. We see the 60 truck should be in just a couple more laps. These guys getting up on the wall. Amy.
You're right, Ray. This could be the race right here. What these pit crews do, how quickly they do it, can determine who is going to win this race. Andy Papa, who's been with Hendrick Motorsports for 8 years, coaching teams, is here to make sure that there is indeed no miscuses. They don't want to let this one go away as the Net Zero team is now going to make a track bar adjustment. They're giving him right sides. They have let an extra guy over the wall, NASCAR that is, to help with the windshield. There was a glare. They're now on the left side. Everything looks nice and smooth. Jack Sprague sitting in there keeping his fingers crossed, knowing that 2-second lead he had. Nice, smooth stop.
Great pit stop by the Net Zero team. Corey Quick did a great job changing the front tires, zipping around that truck, and Quapple is our leader. Less than 40 laps to go here at Pikes Peak International Raceway. Actually, Ricky Hendrick is being shown as our leader. Correction, as Quapple now slows to come down pit road to make what should be his final pit stop. He goes by the 58 truck of Chris Horn.
I'm only going to give you left side tires. Everybody else is taking 4. Okay, stop him short.
Just going to be left side tires for Travis Quapple. We hear Rick Wynn talking on the radio there. They only want to do 1 round on the chassis here in left side. This could be the race, as we said. So while some other teams are getting 4 tires, they're going to go for lefts only here on the number 60. There goes the wedge adjustment. Now to Amy with Jack Sprague.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that Jack Sprague has got to come back down. It seems as though they've not hit all the lug nuts on the right rear.
Ricky Hendrick coming in right now. He just got credit for leading the lap there. So Hendrick will come in, and they go to the right sides here. The big question will be this: will this be a 2 or 4 tire stop? It appears like it is going to be a 4 tire stop for Ricky Hendrick. They come around. Ricky ready to go. They get the Jack over here. Slowed up just a little bit. Ricky wasn't sure if they were doing 2 or 4. And they did get 4 tires on it. We'll have to see which pays off. Was it 4 tires or 2 tires that wins this race?
Well, a great stop by Lance McGrew and the GMAC crew. Tough break, though, for Jack Sprague, having to come back down pit road to tighten those lug nuts in the right rear tire. As the GMAC truck of Hendrick is back on the racetrack. Dennis Simpson also in a moment ago in the Axiom Chevrolet. Getting a pit stop from Danny Gill and company.
Get what you can. Let that thing come in and we'll tell you who your spots are.
There's Ricky Hendrick. We're looking at his. There's our leader, Joe Ruttman. You heard him talk about they actually took they took 2 tires, left side tires on his pit stop. Be interesting to see how the strategy pays out, whether the extra time it took to change 4 or the quick pit stops for 2.
Battling teammates here as you see the Milwaukee Electric Tools Ford, and the 2 teammates are the 2 and the 1. Team ASC CarQuest Dodge and the Mopar Dodge. Amy?
Well, they both had great pit stops, taking 4 tires. And when we thought Scott Riggs may disconnect that rear sway bar, they decided not to. So he's still going to try to fight that loose condition with just an air pressure adjustment and moving the track bar. And the same for Ted Musgrave. They just made a slight track bar adjustment.
Great side-by-side action. Pikes Peak International Raceway, the scene of the 7th stop of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Great crowd on hand. Beautiful afternoon here. The Rocky Mountain High NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series stop. Just a little contact with the wall a moment ago by Jonathan Price in the 93 truck. No caution flag as we are now inside of 35 laps to go. Joe Ruttman trying to pick up his 2nd win of the year. He opened the season by winning at Daytona. About to become the oldest driver to win the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Laps are winding down. Back in just a moment. Back in the final laps at Pikes Peak. Dennis Setzer trying to hang on to 3rd spot. Setzer's pit stop in the Axiom Chevrolet Crew. Left side tires only for Setzer. You're riding along with the Dodge, the Team ASC CarQuest Dodge for Riggs, who's back in 4th position, trying to make a move on Setzer. That's 4th position. Setzer is 3rd. Riggs is 4th.
That's Chuck Hosfeld in the 50 truck that they're lapping right now. They actually Chuck is 1 lap down, but he's actually in the 9th position, having a great run.
You know, Dennis Setzer has had a lot of fans over the years that love watching him race. He's got one special fan, 70-year-old Jamie Cutchall in Granite Falls, North Carolina, who won a medal in the Special Olympics. And this medal is taped to Dennis Setzer's dashboard. He gave Dennis this medal as a good luck charm. Actually, Jamie is visiting Disney World today on a Make-A-Wish visit. He's watching this race, pulling for his buddy Dennis Setzer, carrying the medal that Jamie won in the Special Olympics. And Dennis right now got his hands full with Scott Riggs.
He may be losing 3rd position to Scott Riggs right now, but he still had a heck of a race. And a great call by his pit crew, led by Danny Gill, on changing only 2 tires on that green flag pit stop.
Well, a tough day for the Jelly Belly team for Jim Engelbright. Right, Ray?
Well, it sure is. Jim, what put you out of the race here today?
Kind of looks like we broke a valve steering, Ray. Just going down the back straightaway, it started backfiring through the carburetor. So we elected being we're not running for points. We just went ahead and pulled it in so we didn't hurt any harder anymore.
Where are we going to see you next?
We're going to be running at Milwaukee. So I'll see y'all that back then. Well, Sears Point, we're going to run that road race. Got to go back and defend my championship.
For sure. Jim Engelbright out of the race here today.
Great to see Jim Engelbright be a part of the series. Love to have him full-time, and rumor is he may come full-time next year in 2002 with Jelly Bellies on board that truck. So certainly a welcome addition to the NASCAR Craftsman truck competition.
Dennis Setzer again with his 2 fresh tires versus Scott Riggs' 4 fresh tires, hanging in there pretty well. He's got Ted Musgrave about a 2nd behind him Ted's running in the 5th position. There's Scott right there. You see Dennis Setzer right there, right behind him in the Axiom Chevrolet.
Less than 25 laps remaining in the 4th running of the Jelly Belly 200 from Pikes Peak International Raceway. They're chasing Joe Butler. Pikes Peak International Raceway. Laps are winding down. Battles are heating up. This is for 2nd spot. Travis Quapple, the 60-2, is the Dodge of Scott Riggs.
Travis Quapple, another one of the trucks that took only 2 tires on his pit stop. Again, Scott Riggs took 4, so that was a battle of 4 versus 2 and 4-1 out. Still not a bad move by Travis Quapple and Rick Wren to change 2 tires. But I tell you, Amy talked about Scott Riggs not unhooking his rear sway bar because his truck was loose. I tell you, they made some adjustments. Timmy Cahoon and his bunch made some adjustments, and that truck is really good right now.
There are just 7 trucks on the lead lap. Ruttman is the leader. Riggs in 2nd spot. This is Quapple in 3rd to 60. Dennis Setzer is 4th. Musgrave is 5th. Ricky Hendrick is 6th. And 7th, another strong run by the rookie driver, Matt Craftsman out of Tulare, California, in the Duke Thorson-owned Chevrolet.
The reason we